the big breaking updates coming in as India grows closer than ever to China and deepens its relationship with Russia. The US President Donald Trump has made another sensational claim. This is regarding tariff. He has taken to social media yet again and he has claimed that India has offered to reduce tariff to zero. He said that while tariff cut has been offered, it's late now. Trump, in fact, branded US-India trade ties as totally one-sided disaster. He also targeted India yet again over the purchase of oil and defense equipment from Russia. Let's go across to my colleague Rishabh, who's joining us on the broadcast with the details of how this is playing out. Rishabh, this comes as India and China reset their ties, pledging to work as development partners rather than rivals. And the latest coming in from Donald Trump, again saying that the trade with India is a one-sided disaster.
Well, Pratima, if we talk about Donald Trump, this is the statement that he has posted last night, India time, on his social media, is very clearly an indication that how desperate now, Washington is. The images that came out of SCO, and we have been talking since yesterday that how the Tianjin SCO is the turning point in the post-Trump world. Since Trump has come to power, there have been a lot of hiccups in the global trade, this whole weaponization of tariff being used and how, India being signaling out. But the way we saw yesterday, the meeting between Donald Trump, between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and President Putin after Putin met Donald Trump, and for that matter, the meeting between Xi Jinping and Prime Minister Narendra Modi, or for that matter, the three talking to each other, in an informal setup. The visuals that came out from there sent a very loud and clear message to Washington that India is not going to take a step back, B, lie low and keep taking your attacks on its trade. India has made it very clear that we are not going to cross the red lines. Agriculture and dairy is something that we are not going to agree upon. And, the tariffs are something that are important for our MSME sectors and that we cannot really negotiate on. The labor-intensive market we cannot open. After that, there have been 50% sweeping tariff on India, accusing India of funding Putin's war in Ukraine. Yesterday, Putin even said that it is not Putin's war or Modi's war. It is actually the West war. The more NATO try and come closer to Russian borders, it will be a problem. They are uncomfortable with it. India, China, Russia sent out very strong message, and that's the reason that we are sharing all this from Donald Trump. Having said that, just taking you back a month ago, India and US had already reached a deal where India was ready to take a hit of about 11.5% tariff on an average on certain goods. They were also open to processed food, or for that matter, open to certain articles in agriculture as well. The US, on the other hand, had to pay about 7% of tariff. India has substantially lowered the prices on automobile, also the tariff on automobile as well. But after that, a call happens to iron out all the issues between Piyush Goyal and Ludwig, and then something happened, and this whole deal went flat, and that's the time when this whole 25% tariff, and then suddenly Trump remembered that India is buying Russian oil, and all that happened. Now that statement has come in, it's nothing but a clear indication of desperation coming in from Washington.
Okay, all right, clear desperation. Do stay on with us, Rishabh. Let's put out the details of what Trump has actually said. He has taken to social media and he has claimed that India has offered to cut tariffs to zero, and he also goes on to say, but it's getting a little late now. So here's what he went on to say. He said, we do very little business with India and India does huge business with us. It's been a totally one-sided disaster. This is a claim that he has made on social media, going on to again say that India buys oil and military items from Russia, and India has now offered to cut tariff to nothing, and India has offered tariff cuts, but it's getting late. And then going on to say that they should have done it years ago. This is a claim that has been made by Trump. We have, in fact, more breaking updates coming in. Now let's get you details of the story behind Trump's tantrums and why Trump actually sacrificed the India ties. Is there a Pakistani link behind this bluster by Trump? There is an explosive claim that has been made by the ex-US NSA, going on to say that there is the Trump family business in Pakistan, which is a clear reason for Trump's latest tantrums and antics. The former US NSA, Jake Sullivan, has said that Donald Trump has thrown the relationship with India away because of his family business in Pakistan. We have strategic affairs expert Pratikrit Pain joining us on the broadcast. How do you look at these statements that are coming in now? Trump going on to say that business with India or trade with India has been a one-sided disaster all along. Now you have Jake Sullivan going on to explain from his side the reason for antics by Trump, going on to say all of it is because of his family's business in Pakistan.
Well, I'm a little surprised by these statements by President Trump because, number one, the American investments in India is almost like $500 billion. The amount of money the American industry or the companies make in the FMCG sector, the big tech sector, the banks, the consulting companies, I don't know why Trump is, discounting all of that. And in addition to that, India is one of the biggest purchaser of defense equipment from United States. So I think because of the SEO summit and because we did not succumb, it appears that Trump and his entire coterie keeps on giving up these statements which are stale, which are caustic, and which does not do any good to the relationship, which is still very profound. Now, so far as what Jake Sullivan has stated, look, it has already started after the stand taken by India. If you see, when Prime Minister Modi went to Japan, Japan postponed the negotiations with United States on the issue of the trade deal, in which Japan was very reluctant to invest $550 billion that Trump has asked them to invest in the American market or the in America in lieu of getting a 15% tariff. This is not something which is acceptable because American companies, when they invest in India or other countries, they do because it is cost effective, because it creates cost benefit, and because the market is here. If you invest in America, it is not easy to actually manufacture in America and sell it to the rest of the world because of the cost factors, because dollar is an overvalued currency. So if Trump wants, America to become a manufacturing hub again, it has to devalue the currency, which he doesn't want to do. So I think even the European Union today is very reluctant to go ahead and accept the statement given by Trump that the deal is almost done. Most of the countries of European Union or other major partners of United States do have a problem with this one-sided imposition of the trade deal that we have seen in the last few months, because it does not benefit other countries. It has to be a win-win situation. It cannot be one-sided. United States and particularly Trump administration tend to discount the amount of money the American companies make in the service sector. And if you include the amount of money the big tech companies are making, the American banks are making, the American universities make out of students going to America to study, then in most cases you would see America does have a trade surplus and doesn't have a trade deficit with most of the countries. And so on one hand he imposes tariff, but he is very, very rigid, and it threatens countries. If any continent or country thinks about imposing the digital services tax on the big tech companies. So I think somewhere we still respect United States, we respect the strategic partnership, we want business with United States, but it cannot be a one-sided thing. America is no more a primary manufacturer of product. America is a service provider. So in the service sector, there are major things we do take. Imagine the amount of money the big five consulting companies of America make in India every year. It will be 40 to 45,000 crore. Why is it that Trump discounts that? Why does he discount the amount of money Meta, X handle or Google or the software companies make in India? Can you discount that? And then you say that there's trade deficit. So the world is moving towards service-oriented, transactions. And the money that Trump, I think Trump doesn't understand, or Trump has been told by his probably the coterie that only focus on the traditional business. Merchandise business is only one part of it. The service sector, the amount of money they're making, America cannot afford to discount that. Trump says that we sell a lot of products to United States. Can't America afford to not take the generic drugs from India? Can America afford not to take the manufactured electronics product from India? He cannot, because if he does that, it would have a severe impact on the American consumers. So there is a symbiotic relationship. Both the countries need each other. If he tries to do what he's doing with India, other countries would also revolt. I mean, that is what is already started. The Japanese have postponed the negotiations. Back to you.
Okay, all right. Thank you for joining us with all those inputs on what this could mean for the India-US relationship. It's a diplomatic progress that we've seen over decades. Is all of that being thrown away by Trump? That's the question.